Okay, we are back live with another Between the Pages book chat. And today we have fantasy author Poppy Kuroki here to discuss her book, A Bard's Lament. And so I'm going to turn it over to her and let her introduce herself. So take it away.
Hi everyone, I'm Poppy Kuroki. I've lived in Japan for about 6 years and I'm a full time ghostwriter and editor. I also have a travel blog. And yeah, I'm going to talk about A Bard's Lament today, my fantasy novelette that came out in August.
Okay, so tell us about the book. Give us a quick overview, what it's about, stuff like that.
Okay, so A Bard's Lament tells the story of Ella, who works in a tavern with her sister, and they're trying to pay off their mother's debt that she left them when she died. Ella's lucky because she can play music, so she entertains the patrons with her lute and her songs, but her sister is not so fortunate. She doesn't have any skills, so she has to sell her body. And as well as earning money, Ella puts codes in her music to help spies because their town has a terrible secret and she wants to undo her town's crimes.
Okay, so what were your inspirations or reasons for writing the book?
So I have two main inspirations. One of them is I think I'm quite an emotional person. I use a lot of like emotions in writing. So one of them came from that feeling that everyone gets when you know bad stuff is happening around you, but you can't do anything about it. And it was that and a YouTube singer who she does video game music, and I really like her, and she seems like a really nice person. So I thought, bards usually have like a side, they're like side characters in stories. Usually have like the hero, and the bard is just like playing music. I thought, oh, I want to write a story about a bard based on that singer who's really nice, but also with that kind of helpless feeling you get. And A Bard's Lament was born from that.
Cool. Okay, so tell us about Ella, what she like, her flaws, her best traits, things like that.
So Ella's a fairly regular person. She's just trying to survive. She's just trying to take care of her sister. She loves her sister more than anything else in the world. Um, she obviously spends her time like writing songs, and she's brave, but she's also afraid of the secret of her town, and she wishes she could be braver. But she's doing her part, if you like, by helping out the spies. But yeah, I wanted to create someone who was fairly normal and relatable. She doesn't have any special powers or special abilities. She's just trying to help her town.
Okay, so I'm curious. Do you have any music in the book, or is it just she sings this song title, or what? Do you like have like poetry, song lyrics, anything like that in the book?
Yeah, there are three. Well, there's 2.5 songs. One of them's like the end of a song. But in the audiobook, a singer called Charlotte Bugnay, she provided the music and the vocals, and I wrote the lyrics. So if anyone gets the audiobook, they can hear the original music. And that was really fun working with Charlotte to create some music because she could understand what I wanted, and she made some really gorgeous music from my lyrics. So people who buy the audiobook can hear it. But if
Oh,
you just
that's
get the ebook, you can see the lyrics. Yeah.
yeah, that's really cool. That's a good reason to go buy the audiobook, people.
The songs are also on YouTube, so listen for free as well.
Oh, that's nice too. So tell us a little bit about Ella's sister. I mean, why did you decide to go the prostitute route with that character as opposed to say a barmaid or something else?
Um, so A Bard's Lament is quite dark. So I thought if she was a barmaid, then it'd be a bit too easy for her. And it also kind of ties in with the secret as well. Like, I don't want to be like, oh, once you read it, you'll find out. But once you read it, you'll find out. So it ties very much in with the kind of the horrible secret the townsfolk have. And she disappears later as well. And her profession is kind of a hint as to where she's gone. But yeah, if she was a barmaid, that would be far too nice on her. And Lucinda's quite good at, even though she doesn't have music, she's quite good at pretending she enjoys what she does and kind of getting patrons and getting money. So they make quite a good team, I guess, when it comes to earning money in that tavern.
Okay, so I'm assuming since there's a bard and a tavern and stuff that it's based on medieval sort of typical fantasy setting. So tell us a little bit about that.
So it's based in the same world as my original fantasy trilogy I wrote when I was 17. That is not published. That was, it was one of the first novels I wrote. So the quality was, it was okay. It was all right, but it's not as, it wasn't really good enough to be published. But it was based in that same universe. So I kind of based the world on Scotland a little bit. But yeah, it turned out to be kind of your typical medieval Europe. So people who like that kind of setting will probably like A Bard's Lament.
Okay, so does the book have an antagonist, or is it sort of like Ella against the dark underworld of whatever the secret is in this city?
The guard captain's not very nice. So he hangs out at the tavern quite a lot, and things are kind of tense when he's around. Like in chapter one, Ella's singing a song, and of course it has the codes in, not that he knows. And he interrupts her music and stomps over to her, and he's like, "Stop playing that, depressing stuff. I want to hear you play, our war song." So nobody likes him. And there's also the rich young noble too who abuses a dog in the story, so he's not very nice either. So
No.
there's definitely antagonists. It's kind of Ella and Lucinda against the world.
Yeah, the dog abusers are always the villains in books.
Yeah, always.
Okay, so what was the hardest scene or type of scene for you to write in the book?
So I wrote this book a few years ago. There's the kind of the scene where Ella knows where her sister is and has to kind of try and get her out. There was kind of some logistics with where everything was, like the map of this small place. And I've got a really bad sense of direction, and that doesn't end in real life, like in video games or in stories. I have no idea. So I had to like write out entire maps just to figure out where, if she was going left or right next. That was a little bit tricky.
Yeah, I know the map conundrum. I had to chart out sea voyages for my trilogy. So
Oh, great. Yeah, it's sometimes easier if you have like a visual as to where everything is, right?
yeah. So what's your favorite scene in the book?
I really enjoyed writing about the music. Some people said, "Oh, it's really hard to describe music in a story without having the actual music." So, of course, in the ebook, I had to I wanted to describe that the music was, gentle and by just a lute. There was no like drums or anything. So, I really enjoyed writing that. It was a nice challenge, and I liked writing the end too. I love like dark, sad endings. So, I really enjoyed writing that.
Okay, so do you have any secondary characters that are a bit quirky or steal scenes?
Quirky. Well, there's Nora. She's a night elf, and she's she's like quite upbeat, even though she's basically a slave. And she looks. I like her look too. She's got like dark blue skin and like silver eyes and a big scar that like runs from her head all the way to the back of her. And even though she's getting like kicked around by her like human mistress, she's still quite like upbeat and really happy to see Ella. Like I like her a lot, but she isn't in the story that much, but she's an important character.
Okay, so who's your favorite character?
Let's see. Of course, I like Ella a lot. She's so brave. There's not a lot of comic relief in the story, but I don't know. Lucinda or Ella definitely. They make quite a good pair, and of course, they love each other so much. So I like them.
Okay, so what character would you like to hang out with in real life?
Oh, it's such a depressing story. I think Nora, like, she'd be up for some drinks and like some jokes and a laugh and stuff like that. If her situation was a little less dire.
Okay, so do you explore any themes in the book?
Yeah, there's well, okay. So there's like the sex trade, of course, and also like I don't know how to explain it. Like the way that the kind of poor people, working class people, are kept at the bottom, and there's the few at the top who kind of, they don't care if bad stuff's happening as long as they get a cut, And of course, that doesn't count for everyone, but that's the kind of theme that's going on in A Bard's Lament. Of course, there's sisterly love as well, and self-sacrifice, things like that.
Cool. So, what are your characters afraid of?
Ella is, Lucinda's afraid of the dark. Ella's afraid of the abandoned house because the kids say it's haunted. And but the whole story is about her like facing her fears. So whatever scares her, she can't let it bother her because she has to help her sister.
So, is the house haunted, or is that a spoiler?
It's not a spoiler, but it's not haunted. But you find out why they think it's haunted.
Okay. All right. So, now you also have an upcoming book, I believe. So, tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, my novel Oath, a Black Diamond novel, is out on the 1st of November. And that's about a homeless woman who's, when she's caught stealing, she's forced to pledge an oath to a life of assassinhood. And when she's commanded to kill someone she cares about, what will she choose? Will she obey her oath, or will she choose the person she cares about? It's a lot longer than A Bard's Lament. A Bard's Lament was just 15,000. Oath is 96,000, so it's a full-length novel. And we just got the cover made, and it's beautiful, and I'm really, really excited to release it.
Yeah, I saw that cover. It's gorgeous.
You did? Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So why did you go with assassins for this one? You like assassins? Because I mean, I'm personally I like assassins myself, and I'm also writing an assassin novel, so I'm
Oh,
curious.
brilliant. Okay, I was playing Oblivion. Do you know the Elder Scrolls games like Skyrim?
Well, yeah, I'm vaguely. I'm not much of a gamer, but I'm no.
Sure, Skyrim's like the super famous one. Oblivion's just the one that came before that. So it's like a fantasy RPG. And I was doing the Assassin's Guild, and I thought, oh, a story about an assassin would be really cool. And then I jumped up and I wrote like the whole outline in a night, which isn't like me, like the basic outline. And I wanted to write. I was thought, how can I write a story about someone who kills people but is still a sympathetic character? So that was like really fun. I think I wrote that about 2 years ago, but I'm going to publish it this autumn, which I'm really excited about. Got some nice reviews already. So
That's good. So who's your main character is you said is sympathetic, and there's a conflict here with her being having to kill the love interest. I'm assuming sort of a love interest. So why did you want to explore that particular idea?
so I wanted her to be like reluctant, but also so like because she's living on the streets, it's kind of a lifeline for her, right? It's like a chance at a better life. Maybe you saw on the cover that was the tagline, right? A chance at a better life, but at what cost? So she's kind of grateful to these people for kind of giving her, money, a roof, food, but also she's kind of living a double life. So she moves to a new city. She like escapes her war-torn homeland, so she's in a brand new city anyway. And then she kind of makes friends with a group of nuns in a church, but she's also got this assassin double life, like light and dark, going on. So when she gets this contract, it's like, you know, I've got this new family, if you like, but I also don't want to kill this person who's not actually a love interest, but someone she cares about very much.
Okay, so I also have nuns in my book too, by the way.
Oh, I'll have to read it. I'll have to read it.
Well, it's not out yet. It's going to be a while because I got a lot of research because mine's a historical fantasy, so I have to research 15th century Venice in that one. So yeah, a lot of research still to go, but I'm about halfway through, I think, but writing it now. So the first book, it's going to be a series. Anyway, not it's about me, but okay. So you write fantasy, obviously. So are there any other genres that you like to explore in future?
Yeah, I'm writing a steampunk right now, so that's a new challenge for me. It was going to be fantasy again, but then I realized I wanted one of the characters to have a motorbike. So I thought, I'll try steampunk. So me too, I'm doing research, but it's more like genre research. Have you ever seen Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock Holmes films.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that kind of setting.
Yeah, well, I write
Victorian.
steampunk myself, so I'm familiar with the
I will have
genre.
to
So.
read one of your steampunk stories.
Most of mine are short stories at the moment. I haven't published any of my steampunk novels yet, so still working on polishing them up. But yeah, actually, I have the fairy tale punked ones coming out in a few months, maybe next year. So that should
Great.
be interesting. That's the myth punk because you can do fantasy and steampunk as well. So
Yeah, I wanted to broaden my genres because I really love horror as well. So I might dip into. I mean, Oath has a lot of horror writing in it, I suppose.
yeah, I also write horror. We seem to be
We're gonna be best friends.
apparently.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so I think we'll wrap it up here, and
Okay.
I'll let you tell everybody where they can find you and your books.
Okay. So my website is poppykuroki.com. So the surname is Kuroki, poppykuroki.com. I'm also on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, but they're all the links are on my website, and also links to A Bard's Lament as well. So definitely go check it out. Come say hi on social media. I'd love to hear from you.
Well, thank you. It was a pleasure chatting with you today.
Thank you too. Had a great time.
Yeah, and Between the Pages book chat, we'll be back next weekend with some more authors, so join us then. And that's it all for now. So